Good morning, everyone. This is Iron Will Becker, and I'm running a little bit behind my time, so I decided to do this video on the fly. So something interesting happened in the last 13 hours, about 13 hours, and it made me realize something that I kind of knew, but I hadn't thought of in a different way. And so a little rundown of events. We took our youngest two boys last night to see Cars 3, and then of course, you know, it's bedtime when we got home and time to tuck them in. Well, what normally happens a lot of time is I sing, and you know, there's the song they want, and then, you know, get them situated and good morning, Paul, and get them in bed. Sometimes I'll lay down with number 3. He's my mini-me, and he has loved me from the day he was born, and so sometimes he needs, you know, a little extra daddy time. So as I was laying there beside him in his bed, he says to me, "Dad, tell me a daddy story. Tell me one about your mission trip." And so I was trying to think of something to tell him, and the story that came to mind was a fireside I did, which was a talk for the youth. A program or an event where we do something to build faith in the young men and young women ages 12 to 18 at our church. Well, I wasn't supposed to be the one doing the event, doing the fireside. It was my companion. Well, he got a transfer call, and he left the week before. So, thankfully, things were organized enough and prepared enough that my new companion, the new missionary that I was working with, good morning, William, he was able to go and do what I was going to do. And then I had to come up with an idea of what to do to teach and work with the youth. Well, in my mission, we played a game called Chase the Rabbit. And you take your scriptures, in this case it was the Book of Mormon, and the first person up would get up and would start reading somewhere in the book, and at the beginning of a chapter typically, and everyone else would have to find that and then start reading along. And the first person that read along, they would get to be next. And then you would earn points for how many verses of scripture you got to read. So I decided to do this with the youth. And I'll be honest, at that age, I wasn't thinking about impact or, you know, legacy or any of those kind of things at all. You know, I was 24-year-old kid at the time, I think. No, I don't. Yeah, maybe I was 24 at the time. Just turned 24, and so I wasn't thinking about those things. So I did this event, and we had a great time. Everyone had a great time. We had a lot of fun. The kids really got into it, and I didn't think anything of it. Until many years later, when a missionary from Lincoln, California, was serving in the area that I was living in. And he was the younger brother of two of the young men that were at that fireside. And I was blown away that not only did the young man remember it, it had an impact on his older two brothers and their study of the scriptures. And I was confident in what I was doing at the event. I knew at that time, I really knew my material. I really knew the scriptures, and I could do that kind of a game with them, and have fun with it. Well, so that was kind of part of the inspiration for today's video. The other part was that my parents sent me a Father's Day card, which they do, I think, every year since I had my first son. And it just, like, those two things together just made me realize that the things that we do have a much bigger impact sometimes than we realize. And the Japanese proverb of the reputation of 1,000 years may be determined by the acts of 1 hour, really just like hit home again. Because the things that we choose to do, the steps that we take, the actions that we lay out, whatever those things are in your life, you're making an impact. You're building a legacy. Whether it's a positive one or a negative one is up to you and the things that you do. And it just, like, really re-emphasized last night how important living a good life is. And we will never know sometimes the good we do in the world because of a good example. I had no reason to ever... I remember the event because it was a little stressful, trying to come up with something to do last minute and trying to develop how I was going to talk and the things that I was going to say. The truth of the matter is at that point I was already prepared to do that and to deliver a message of inspiration and to have an impact in those young lives. I'm not trying to say that I'm some awesome person. If you guys know me at all, I'm a work in progress. That being said, the good works that we do can have an impact, can create a legacy, because when you act in confidence and competency, the things you know and the things that you're trying to improve on, it changes. It changes your life. It changes the lives of other people. My friends, please be conscientious of the things that you do, the actions you take. It will make a huge difference, sometimes only in your life, but it could be in the life of someone watching you. Brothers, sisters, children, spouse, best friend, you don't ever really know. Be mindful of that, my friends. Please be mindful of that. If you get value from this video, please like and share it. If you want to connect with me on all of my other social media feeds, please go to ironwill.net. This video will get uploaded to my YouTube channel later on, probably tonight, where you can then share it from there if you don't want to share through Facebook. Please subscribe. My goal is 10,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. Actually, my goal is 10,000 subscribers, followers, across all of my social media platforms, because I'm trying to bring positive, motivational, and uplifting content to as many people as I can. That's my goal. That's my desire. And if I help you even a little, I'd appreciate you sharing that out and sharing what you gain from the few minutes you spend with me. My friends, go out and make it a great day. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. I'll have another book review for you.